Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars and welcome to my review for the 2020 comedy film Borat, a subsequent movie film, basically Borat 2. Now this film was directed by Jason Woliner and it of course stars Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat, as well as Maria Bakalova as Tuta, his daughter. Now this time round, Borat has been in jail for 14-15 years, something like that, since the release of the last film that brought shame on his home nation of Kazakhstan. However, he's given a second chance. He is given the opportunity to go back to America to give their most gifted chimp to some American politician. I forget who right now. However, his daughter hides in the crate, eats the monkey, and they hatch up another plan to give his daughter away to some high-ranking politician to redeem his nation of Kazakhstan. Right, so that is the very thin plot of Borat 2. I'm not going to keep referring it to as Borat subsequent movie film. It's just Borat 2, okay? Right, what are my thoughts on this film? Well, I'm going to start by saying that while I did enjoy the first Borat film, I didn't think it was comedy genius or anything like that. I don't think it's up there somewhere in regards to the greatest, funniest films I've ever seen. I'm not a huge fan of cringe comedy, I call it. Comedy that you kind of like wince at and it's hard to watch because it's so cringeworthy. And this goes into that category, these films. And certainly this one, there are a huge amount of scenes in this thing that you're going to cringe at. The situation that he's in, the things he says in front of real people, some of the things he and his daughter do. It's going to make you cringe. It really, really is. So if that's your sort of thing, you're gonna love this film. I mean, from my perspective, I don't know. I think there were missed opportunities here with this film. When he initially gets to America, he's recognised immediately. Of course he is. There's people coming up and high-fiving him saying, "Hey, Borat," and and he's trying to hide, saying, "No, I'm not Borat, I'm not Borat." So he immediately has to start wearing disguises. So kind of from that point on, he doesn't feel like Borat anymore. It didn't seem to me. He was just being other characters. So it was an odd blend. I would have liked to have seen him explore this thing where he was being recognised by people. I'm not sure how, but I'm sure Sacha Baron Cohen could have exploited that into some real comedy somewhere. Yes, there are situations here that are obviously manufactured, I would suggest. Yes, there are some scenes with real people that are probably not aware what's going on, but you got the impression there were other scenes with others, real people that were more manufactured, I think. So it was a little, whereas the first one felt a little bit rawer in that sense. This one felt a little bit more manufactured, certainly to me, but it didn't necessarily ruin the enjoyment of it. And it feels like I'm being a little bit harsh on this film, and I don't mean to be, because it is damn funny at times, this film. I mean, it really is really funny. You just can't contain your laughter now and again. I mean, it's just the ridiculousness of the things that he says, Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat, and the situations that they're in. And there was one in particular to me where he, at one point in the film, is on such a downer that he goes to like a Jewish temple, and he portrays Jews as like the devil, Borat, and he goes to this Jewish temple hoping that he will be killed, and he dresses up in a way that he hopes he's going to blend in, and as soon as you see it, you just fall over laughing. I mean, how he thinks he could get away with some of the stuff that he does, I genuinely don't know, especially this day and age. They do address the COVID thing, because much of this film was filmed during the early stages of the COVID outbreak, and they tie that into the film throughout and at the end, and your response to that will probably be dependent on how much of a sense of humour you've got, I suppose. Some might find it distasteful what they do with COVID. I just thought it was an interesting and fairly clever way of weaving it into the storyline, I suppose. So I think if you directly compare this to the first one, it's essentially more of the same. You just get his daughter with him this time round, and she actually gets an awful lot of screen time. Maria Bakalova, who plays his daughter, and is equally as impressive. You know what I mean, in regards to what they're prepared to do for comedy. Is quite remarkable, really, the pair of them. Some of the scenes, especially her, there's a couple of things that she has to do that had to have been degrading, but I'm sure they did it for the good of the film and for the good of a good giggle, I suppose. But there were certainly more than a few things that they put themselves through for the sake of the film and for the sake of comedy that will probably entertain most people. As it's a good sequel is what I'm trying to say, but I'm not a massive fan of the character or the first film anyway, if you know what I mean. It's not one that I'm like desperate to watch constantly. So I did enjoy it. I thought it was funny. If you enjoyed the first one, you'll certainly enjoy this one, I think. So it's pretty much more of the same. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. So that is my review for Borat. Borat 2, or, okay, I'll do it, Borat subsequent movie film. So I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, like and subscribe. And of course, I will be back with more content on Screen Stars very, very soon.